Lagos need Igbos and Igbos need Lagos. We will not leave Lagos or Lagos State for any tribe, Governor Uzodinma. After meeting with the state administration of Lagos, the governor in Imo State, Hope Uzodinma responded to the destruction of the Alaba market in Lagos. Governor Hope acknowledged that their Igbo brothers and sisters are dissatisfied as a result of the market's demolishment. He added that they had contacted the authorities to learn what exactly had led to the demolition. In response to the Igbos leaving the state, he emphasized that both the Igbos and Lagos depend on one another or one other. Our brothers and sisters doing businesses in Lagos are resentful, he declared. They claim that their stores and businesses are being destroyed and leveled. We have been informed, of course, and this is the reason we stepped in. We'll investigate the problems the state government is having. As a governor, I can say from experience that there could be discrepancies because of documentation. The various authorities in charge of this will be also contacted. After the demolition, many Igbos are now considering returning home. That's great, and we appreciate it. However, we are also aware that a changeover is necessary. Supply and demand are key factors in a business's success, but location is also crucial. Igbos need Lagos and Lagos need Igbos, thus we won't leave Lagos. Interesting. It's interesting that an Igbo governor has spoken out. He's basically alluding to the fact that, which is the narrative, that the destruction of the Alaba market is basically a target towards Igbos. And I don't think it's his place to speak. I think, if anything, if he should speak, he should direct his message to the governor of Lagos State. The governor of Lagos State has just said, obviously, giving the buildings agency, I'm forgetting their names, but a buildings organization in Lagos, the right and authority to demolish these buildings. However, do you have to start with business places, and do they have to be Igbos? It's like some things are just too convenient. It just cannot be a coincidence. Given how the elections have been, how intense Lagos has been, if you are trying to prove that you're an open person and you are willing to accept, that is such a wrong move to make. Come on, do people not think? Do his advisors not look at the possibilities and the reactions and results that could come from that kind of decision? Especially those that are handling, PR and, representing the government. Like, did anyone not say, my guy, I don't think this would be a good idea? Oh, no. So then what now happens? It doesn't make sense. Absolutely not. Let's look at the comments section. So what Nigerians are saying. The first comment is, are you that Lagos that need Igbos? To me, Igbos are the only devils I know. Wow. Igbo people can't stay in their region because their land is barren. There's no peace in their land. Stay at home. But my point is, and that's the problem, and I will keep talking about it. It's the mindset. We are so regressive. It's actually so embarrassing. But it all comes down to exposure, level of education, and willingness to grow out of our comfort zone. The conversations we are still having in Nigeria. It's very shocking. And I think there have been a lot of beggars that exist, especially in Lagos. But I think, when you feel confident to air your views with no repercussions or no judgment, that's when you find out what people actually think. And hence, a lot of relationships, fell out and relationships were ruined, because you get to find out that the person who you think is close to your friend, that's how they think about you. But they've been conditioned and programmed to think that way. It doesn't condone that they should obviously not be prejudiced and all that. But we also have to understand the context and how the Igbos are seen. It's not necessarily a positive light. But still, it's quite embarrassing, because no one owns a place. When you look at the top most successful cities in the world, it's never just one tribe who does it on their own. No one becomes successful by just working on their own. And that's how you can tell that even Lagos itself is not even going to be progressive or ever develop, because as much as, let's be honest, we look at the online, right now with influencers, bringing in international brands from all over the world. That's the only thing. But if you look at New York, if you look at London, these cities are not just well known just because, imagine you have people in New York boasting and saying, "Oh, we don't want anyone else to work," and I'm like, what? You have such world renowned firms and the World Trade Center. You have so, like, I don't understand, how does a place become successful? I think the insult and the comfortability with a lot of people is getting too much. And I think when tested as a people, you really see how much there's hate and we're so divided. Because really, the hate for Igbos never really, it's like it was just bubbling. And so when you have representatives that, for example, in government, who get away with saying such, indisciplined things regardless, and then they tailor it to a tribe, then those that have been thinking or have such biases towards Igbos, now at this present moment, they feel they can say it. And obviously with the elections brought a lot of breakdown in friendships and relationships. So you get to see what people are like. But I think if it's a tribal thing, as I'm always gonna say, power is taken, it's not given, and asking to be accepted, asking for anything is just weak. So if there's that much hate and Igbos cannot stay in Lagos, well, if that's how people decide that they want to live their lives, you can't force anything. But as a country, such a backward way of thinking, and Nigeria itself will just never ever progress. Because imagine an international people trying to integrate into the country or businesses, then you'd accept them, but you didn't accept your own. Yes, we have a lot of work to do that thinking. Put what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.